Let's do it. Join the cause.
I just want to say real quick, your message is getting out there. I think Rabbi Draw is actually listening to these broadcasts and your channel and everything, because he did a phenomenal show last night. And I was like, am I listening to a Rabbi Asher speech here? What's going on? I mean, he's basically saying what you're saying. Like, yeah, the non-Jew Christian, they're just throwing away these ceremonial laws. Yeah, they might believe in a false Messiah, but they're good ethnical people that believe in the laws of Israel. And they're part of us. I mean, that's basically the message that he's saying.
So him and I chat, by the way, on Facebook, like privately. And I've been trying to interview him for a while, but I don't know. I guess.
You like him? Do you think he's a cool dude? Or
I think I don't agree with him I mean, he's like a Breslover guy. I mean, I'm not into Kabbalah and stuff like that, but I think he has a big heart. And out of all the social media rabbis in that world, I mean, apart from the halachic guys, he's my favorite from the Musar guys, just because he talks to you on your level and he's not talking down to you. And it just seems like he cares, like he's there like a friend. This is why, like, I think he's just like a sweet, very sweet person. And I like that approach. Unlike the other guys, these guys are already like jokes. The Mizrahi, Reuven, they put out a list of unkosher rabbis. All they do is attack other rabbis.
Now. There's 13 now.
So stupid. Now, mind you, they didn't include me. I guess they assumed that I'm irredeemable. They just spread that hate onto Rabbi Meza.
I can't believe they put Rabbi Friedman on that.
Matt is the one that was the first rabbi my husband listened to, and he really got my husband's heart because he was so kind and compassionate about the things he was saying, even though he was saying truthful things that were kind of like, we have to throw away everything we've ever known. The way he said it reaches into people. Does that make sense?
I'm not a Chabad guy, but Rabbi Manis Friedman, everything that this guy was attacking him for were just chidushim, his own personal ideas, that Rabbi Manis Friedman's own personal ideas that didn't contradict Torah, but just added on to concepts in Torah. It wasn't contradicting Torah. Everyone puts their little spin on things. It's fine. We're able to do that, but only because someone brings a new idea that you never heard and you may not like doesn't give you the right to call him a fake rabbi. It sounds so childish. Are you telling me that these guys also don't have their own ideas, their own approach to things? It's so stupid. But the thing is, people follow them and they share it. That's really what's called Lashon Hara.
That's when I get mad, is because I feel like when we attack each other like that, it really disgusts the whole world and it makes them think, do you know what I mean? It really encourages them to talk bad about the rabbis and to discourage Judaism. It really puts a stain on us when we do that publicly to each other.
Yeah, but it's not we. It's just probably like three rabbis, and no one stands up to them.
But I say we. I just talk about Israel as a nation, as a people, as all of us together. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the rabbi everyone loves to hate. And I don't attack people. I'll attack philosophies. Okay, but the person themselves, calling someone, there's no such thing as a rabbi nowadays. Okay, but what we have nowadays is a ceremonial smicha that was invented 400 years ago. No one has the authority after the destruction of the temple and the Sanhedrin and smicha to institute anything new. We're all teachers, and everyone should be hated or respected on the Torah they give over. If you know Torah, you know Torah. Okay, now
as long as you follow the guidelines, you should be fine to teach or
I think the best way to find out who knows Torah is by having dialogues. That's why I love discussing with people. That's the only way you're going to find out. Some 12-year-old could post on my YouTube channel with an anonymous account that I'm an idiot, and then everyone's like, oh, look, Asher Meza just got called out. Facebook, there's so many anonymous accounts. It's like the worst thing.
I have 4 accounts.
Well, hopefully there are 4 accounts with your name on it and your picture.
They have my name and my picture, but I have to have 4 because I get suspended a lot.
Oh, okay. Only dialogues, talking with people, one-on-one, live, you really see what the person knows. That's it. If not, anyone could be like an armchair rabbi and just copy, paste, and then bombard. I guess these people don't work because they'll bombard your Facebook page with tons of stuff. And then they're like, oh, look, this guy just destroyed this guy. It's like so stupid. Anyways.
Well, even when I disagree with you, I don't do that. Do you know what I mean? It's not my place to go in there and try to publicly shame you, humiliate you because I don't agree with what you're saying.
Haters are going to hate, right?
Haters going to hate.
All right, Brad, plug your website and let's call this a
TorahJudaism.com. Let's see, free conversions every month. Please, I'm looking at people to dialogue. I have like 10 debates I haven't put up just because every week I try to put one up. But please, let's dialogue. I'll make you guys famous. And we're challenging ideas. Most of the things we dialogue about aren't always earth-shaking. It'll be like minute issues. In Hebrew, they call it pilpul. Now, there's some debates that are very important. If we're discussing ethical concepts, if I think someone is being mistreated, then I'll get passionate. But if someone wants to discuss a theological notion, I do many debates against Christians. Even though I don't consider Messianic Judaism necessarily idolatry, I think I've debated more Messianic rabbis than anyone alive. Only because I don't consider them idolaters, what doesn't mean that I'm not trying to win them over to my side.
I'm with you.
I mean, it's semantics. It's really semantics. I consider them very wrong. The word idolater has a death penalty attached to it. And I don't think that during the times of the Sanhedrin, if someone would have believed what a Hebrew root or a Messianic person believes nowadays, that the Sanhedrin would be putting them to death. This is why we have to be very careful the words we use. Even heretic has a death penalty attached to it. So,
see, when I use that word, it's so that they understand the severity of what they're doing. Does that make sense? It's not that I want them put to death. I want them to understand the severity of what they are doing.
So when a rabbi says it, he should think twice because his words are being weighed. If someone who's messianic is an idolater, then what are you going to call someone who's really an idolater? Some pagan who's sacrificing children. There's no word for it anymore.
Yeah, you're right. It's like when they use the word prejudice or they say you're a racist and it has no weight to it anymore. You're right.
There's halachic parameters for what we consider idolatry. And in my video Christianity for sure is idolatry. But I said that there's some messianics out there who are not idolaters. And I explained the category that they would fall into according to the Talmud. That's it. I have to be precise when I talk because I have these discussions and people are always going to catch you with something.
What about the Karaites and the Samaritans? Do you think that they're where's your stance or your opinion on that?
So Karaites are worse than idolaters according to Jewish law.
Okay.
Because the Talmud never talks about Christians. It does talk about not Karaites, but people who fall into that camp, people who deny the oral law, and they have a death penalty attached to them. Now, I don't blame them for being how they are because it's more reactionary. These guys have been mistreated by Jews, and I think all these guys ultimately want to do is be accepted in the Jewish community, but they're as offended as I am when they see someone distorting their Bible as I am when I see someone via Kabbalah reinterpreting the Torah. Now, if someone wants to quote a midrash, that's fine. They'll say, there's a midrash that teaches this. But these guys will quote this midrashim like it's Torah. And they'll be like, no, if Rashi says this happened, it's like it was written in the Torah. No, that's adding to the Torah. This is just a commentary. Let's make a distinction between commentary and the text. Now, being that most rabbis don't make the distinction, that gives birth to Karaites. So I can't blame them for being upset. They're upset because a rabbi doesn't take the time and explain it to them. Make a distinction. No, these things are optional to believe. If someone really knew the difference and still chose to be a Karaite, it's problematic. And Samaritans also don't believe in the oral law.